reason for this, my reason is for one that you may share, possibly. I have a very low tolerance level for stupid bullshit.
Now, y'all thought y'all could get that past us. Welcome to the Dissect the BS podcast. I'm Uzo.
And I am RJ.
And today we are getting into Coach Stormy and her low vibrational plates. Low versus high, high, low.
But so Coach Stormy, she's known as the multi-marketing queen for the hood girls. Some may know her from she was on a series Beyond the Pole, which was about like uplifting some of the girls and basically denouncing their lives to kind of pump hers up and be like, you can really hop off the pole and get into yourself and marketing your facets in the right way. If you think like a hustler and use your street smarts, whatever. It was a cute idea for, I think it was WeTV, right?
Uh-huh.
You know, where all the girls go. But when it came to her persona, and I think this was shown in the show, and also she's on YouTube as well. She puts out weekly videos or daily to really get the girls to spend $15K to be denounced. But yeah, she basically is a life coach. So she seeks to inspire, meet you where you are. And she says her methods are very real. You know, she can be hood and she can be classy all at the same time and do it with her legs spread open and still tell you you're less than you are. So I think as people got to see more of that personality and that kind of shown through how she chooses to market herself, which is also very interesting because it gets people talking, you know, and that's been something that I think has worked well for her. But this latest stunt, as my girl Uzo was saying, she was at one of her own events with a cameraman there who was obviously filming, and she was speaking on her friend's plate and how, in comparison to hers, it showed that there was no level of class. She had, you know, no clue. She was just not that girl. And she compared it to hers and said, if someone wants to see your plate and look at mine, they would say this one is royalty, as important into her own plate. And it's like, it's a hamburger from the grill, Frank, to like, I think it was barbecue wings and some coleslaw, I want to say. Like, you are a shrimp. And it's just like, you both are eating the same thing. Like, how, you know, are you speaking to this woman who spent over $10,000 to come to this event, eating off a Dixie plate? Because I know the Dixies, because they be stocked when we have that little cookout in the Black community, and we just like to have the paper plate so we can toss them because it's just that kind of local event. Why are we spending $15,000 for that? And I think it was baffling to hear the woman agree and say, "No, I'm learning. This is how Coach Stormy is." Like,
There were so many issues with that situation. I too was perplexed to see the young lady agree and say, you know, Coach Stormy, like, you know, she tells me this because she cares, or like whatever the hell she was talking about, whatever type of hot ham mess. It was ridiculous. And going back to like the structure of the plate, like you stated, they both had the same shit from the same place. The plates were not different. If anything, Coach Stormy's plate looked a little raggedy. It was like 2 burnt wings and, like you said, some shrimp. And the other person's plate, it was piled up high. But typically, like when you go to a cookout, you get one of everything or whatever. Not to say that she's going to eat the whole thing. And the logic behind it was, okay, like you don't just let people put anything on your plate. Like you have to delegate like what you want to get. And I can see that logic, like that metaphor or whatever. That's real cute, girl. But like what we're not going to do is like publicly like embarrass someone. And my thing is like, I don't even want to, because that's what, you know, that's the narrative. Whenever most people were giving commentary about it, they were like, oh, like, you know, if you're my friend, like, you know, you wouldn't try to do X, Y, and Z, which mind you, I don't know this lady, but as you gave your introduction on her, it seems like, you know, this is a job. So they're not friends. I would doubt that they're friends. I would doubt it. I would assume that that lady knew what Coach Stormy was doing. I would think that this was all a part of the skit.
Yeah.
I think the lady,
Yeah.
like, to be honest, the lady probably knew exactly what was going on.
Mhm.
She knew what Coach Stormy was going to say. She was clearly there to be filmed. So
Mhm.
that's just that. But I just think the logic of, I just wish that her plate would have had some vegetables. Like, let me see a
Yes.
spring salad. Like, let me see
You're
some
right.
fruit. Like, let me
You're
see some
right.
like grilled chicken. Like, let me see something that looks cute. But
I
I just
agree.
think that she could have got someone to bring her a plate of something else
She
if this
could
is
have.
really for the show. Like, she could have really like hyped it up. But looking at them little raggedy chicken wings and
Mhm.
that shrimp, I was like, girl, you are one to talk. So it's interesting. And I think what's even more interesting is like the uproar in the
Mhm.
community that it has
Mhm.
caused,
Mhm.
because it seems like the concern is with people, like, basically not trying to lift you up by giving you actionable feedback.
Mhm.
Instead, they're trying to like tear you down, saying, "Oh,
Mhm.
RJ, you need to do better. You can't be
Mhm.
walking around here in that shirt. People will look at you and think X, Y, and Z instead of taking you
Right.
shopping."
Yeah, no, I
Freudian
agree
slip.
with your point. I think you definitely hit the nail on the head. I think it's just one of those things where it's like right, I guess to the metaphor, right message, but
Yeah,
wrong messenger.
yeah.
Like it just was not the place um
Mm,
to come from with you literally like busting it wide open, talking
yeah,
about food when you showing not that you can't be sexy and classy.
yeah,
You definitely can, but you gotta be classy.
yeah.
Not just sexy. So I think it was interesting, but what was more interesting, and I don't know if you saw, but she was actually on Fox Soul,
Mhm.
and she and Funky Dineva are pretty close,
Yeah, mhm.
and it was very interesting to hear. That level of accountability. But I also think, like, to your same point of like, I think he does it in an interesting way, like providing someone actionable feedback, but
Mhm.
it's
I
like you
like
don't
Funky.
want that to be at the cost of like it's good to hold accountable, but I think it could be done more tastefully. But it's entertainment, but it was good to see an honest perspective. He was very honest and he was very clear, and I think that was important because
So,
like
are you criticizing his actionable feedback towards Stormy? What did he
y-
say?
so he said, what did he say that was? I think he said I'm trying to remember because he said a lot when it came to her. It was kind of like a read.
Because I actually like Funky Dineva a lot. I follow his
Yeah.
YouTube channel. So
Yeah,
I
me too.
watched his commentary, like his
Yeah.
standalone commentary on
Yeah.
it, but I didn't know that she was on Fox Soul. So
Oh
I'm assuming,
yeah.
did he say everything that he said like in his standalone one, or did he add some
So
sauce?
he always had sauce,
Yeah.
So I will say it was done in that way, but it was positive. I guess it's like, I think she still deserves some level of like she has like done the work. Like she has actually helped people. I don't know how exactly because it's
Yeah.
questionable, but I still think that's an important part to acknowledge. How
Mhm.
she does the work, though, is a problem, and he did have that conversation the right way. I just think sometimes it could be for the sake of entertainment on those shows,
Yeah.
but I prefer his commentary from his channel because I feel like that seems much more digestible, and he expands on it versus having extra laughter behind the
I
scenes
need
to
to know
kind
what
of
he said, so I'm gonna have to watch
yeah, you
that.
have to watch it.
You're not giving me the
Sorry,
tea that
it
I
was just I'm a
need.
Cliff Note girl. Sorry.
Transitioning over, the Rap Girls,
Mm,
all of the girls exploded. Was it last week or the week before?
yeah,
I think it was a combination because it
yeah,
went from JT and who was it? It was JT and Cardi,
mhm,
and then it transitioned over to, it was Nicki and Latto, which
yes.
then transitioned over to Chica and Sukiana. Did you see
Oh,
that?
I didn't see that.
Okay, so I want, like, okay,
But
so
Chica, like the rapper Chica?
yeah, Chica.
Oh, I
Jane,
enjoy
if you
her.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my girl. Like, she's
Oh,
pretty dope. And
yeah,
that
she
kind of
is.
yeah, Jane is dope, or Chica. I don't, because her name is Jane, so she really interchanges her name. So, but I think
Mhm.
her stage name is Chica,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So, but yeah, she got Sukiana dragged her in some mess. Suki with the good coochie.
Suki with the good
And then
coochie.
what hopped off this? What was the issue
Yeah.
between
So JT and Cardi, supposedly that was about Cardi's best friend, Starbrim, potentially sleeping with JT's man. I'm not familiar with the
What?
yeah, that was what the beef was there.
I thought it was about the song.
No, that's what I got from what I
So
read.
wait a minute. I thought it was because
Oh,
JT made a tweet congratulating Glorilla on Tomorrow 2, and she didn't include Cardi on the tweet. And then Cardi's fans were like, "Oh, like you forgot Cardi." And then JT had
oh,
said something, and then like Cardi was subbing her, and JT was like, "Well, dang, this is Glorilla's
yeah.
like first nomin. I guess she got nominated for something." And
Mm,
JT was like, "Dang, like this is her first time. Like Cardi has hella awards. Like it was no
yeah.
shade, and plus Twitter only lets you have so many characters. I left her off." Because I was congratulating
Wow.
Glory. Yeah. So what are you talking about?
That was tea as well.
Wait, what? Who is? And Star, isn't that the one that got Lovely T and Tasha K in that trouble anyway? Is she still friends with Cardi?
She said it in the song, my best friend, like after whatever the line is. This like, oh my
What
god.
song are you talking about? What is happening?
Hold on.
Because she was the one lying on Cardi to everyone, and Tasha K had picked up that
Mm,
story. I hope
well,
she's not cool with her no more, because that would be ridiculous.
that would be terrible, but she did reference it in the song. I'm doing my
What
innocent
song?
research right now.
Tomorrow 2, the Glorilla song?
Actually, I don't. I don't really listen to that. I was more so
Glorilla
focused
is
on.
actually I at first I didn't really enjoy that voice because that voice is deep.
Yeah, she's
But
very deep.
like the more I listen to it, I'm like, this girl is kind of likable. So
But that's the problem, like,
she's likable.
it's not a problem. But,
Hmm.
okay, to the point with the girls, because I feel like this will support. So, okay, the girls are obviously beefing. I have been keeping up with Nicki and Latto because I feel like that presents such a true issue when it
Hmm.
comes to representation in music, and,
Hmm.
like, Latto, I will say, is super talented. I think is one of the more
Talented girls,
lyrically
new
talented
girls.
girls,
Hmm.
in her delivery, but I
Hmm.
do think she is still very much so mainstream, and not, like, creative enough in a way for me to, like, foresee her artistry develop, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, but I know it could. I just think lyrically she's in an interesting place. But yeah, so with that whole mainstream principle, Nicki, has really not gotten recognition from the Grammys and significant awards when it comes to her legacy. So the
Yeah.
switch of, I think, of her song "Super Freaky Girl," you know, being acknowledged because it's amazing. I mean, like, it's what she's done this last year,
Hmm.
even before, is incredible. So I think for that to be moved where she'll obviously beat out just due to, I think, popularity, and Lotto to be in a rap category is just very interesting because both of the songs are the same. Big D energy. It's the exact same thing. So I just find it so odd
Hmm.
that, the way it came up, and with the tweets and the subtweets, which I followed, and I just personally think it's hard for me to keep up with Nicki and the Bards because, like, the way that I just articulated, I'm not the largest Nicki fan, and I feel so bad having to preface that with that, but it's just like she could have conversations in a better way
Yeah.
versus like the fandom attacking the girls, because then it's hard because, like, it's good to see Lotto get recognized too, but it's like, okay. I just think it's odd, and I think what's happening in the rap game is so unfortunate when it comes to females, that it seems so like it's this hierarchy of it has to be Nicki or it will have to be Megan or it has to be Cardi. Like it can't just be like, oh, okay, this is a dope rapper. Like,
Yeah.
let's acknowledge them and let's move on. So just to see the girls all the time fighting, the rap girls are fighting every season.
Yeah.
Every season.
No, and it is nuts. Just to touch on, like, I think the whole thing with Nicki and Latto, I think that a lot of the girls, which probably is probably for a good reason,
Mhm.
Nicki has a certain reputation in the industry as one who is not the most welcoming for new girls. Although no one has ever really produced proof, like hardcore proof. Even when she was beefing with Cardi, Cardi said she said X, Y, and Z. Nobody else has ever heard it. It's like it's one of those things to where like I'm sure she's doing something. Cause why
Yeah.
are all of y'all riled up like this? But
Mhm.
it's like the fact that like y'all kind of like take it to a point to where it's like, well now like it's all out in the open and
Yeah.
nobody has proof and we're going off of Nicki is a mean girl. But how? Like what has she when you ask what has she done, like you cannot tell us. So when
Mhm.
Latto was like releasing the screenshots, even when she because I think Nicki actually released the first screenshot. Because okay, so the whole issue was that Nicki voiced her concern about not being nominated for the rap category for Super
Yeah.
Freaky Girl, or being in that category and being switched out and being over there with Pop with like
Right.
Dua Lipa. Like
Yeah.
pop, like the real pop girls that she would never win in that
Yeah.
category is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And she was like, you know what? Like Drake's song won Best Rap, Hotline Bling, and he was singing the whole damn song. And I
Yeah.
think she named like another song. And then she was like, even Latto's Big Energy, if like it's by the same producer, it's the same feel.
Mhm.
My song has no singing in it. I've never even heard Super Freaky Girl, so I don't even know how it sounds like.
Oh my
I don't want to
god.
hear it.
Okay.
But I'm good. But she was just saying like I'm rapping my whole song and like, this song has like singing in it to where like if my song isn't rap, neither is this.
Mhm.
Now Latto took offense to that because they had prior history, because Latto was like asking her to be on features and Nicki like, she released the messages. Nicki never was like, oh no, ill, like
Mhm.
stop. But Nicki was just kind of like, yeah, like, it just doesn't, none of these songs really fit me.
Mhm.
Like, like maybe we'll figure out what works when it comes or whatever. She was
Yeah.
kind of politely
Similar to Doja.
declining.
Mhm.
Yeah, just like, no girl, like no thanks.
Yeah.
I'll pass. Like,
Mhm.
no more. Like I'm good or
Yeah.
whatever. I don't want to hit the blunt again. I'm fine. Like, so she was really just kind of being like, like no. And then like Latto was like, oh, like I got big energy, it's getting a lot of traction. So she wanted Nicki to be on the remix for that. So
Mm.
Nicki was like, all this static from someone who was like begging me to be on a feature.
Yeah.
And then at that point, Latto comes out with all these. Apparently, Nicki was subtweeting her. She released a phone conversation.
Yeah.
She released another like text message. And I was just like, I still didn't see any proof
Yeah.
of what she was saying. Because even in the phone conversation, Nicki gave like a little, she was giving idle threat. Like she was
Mhm.
giving like, ooh, this isn't a good decision for you. But
Yeah.
it's like, it's honestly probably not the best decision for you to be doing
Yeah.
all of this. But it's still kind of like you didn't pinpoint it. And what she said was in fact true to this specific issue. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry that your name got dragged in it. But like when you pose an issue, unfortunately, you have to have examples to
Mhm.
like
That's
really
true.
connect it in people's mind. Because although we know you can rap on a pop beat and it's still like, if it's all rap, it's still a rap song, even if the beat is
Right.
pop. Like take
Yeah.
Juicy by what's his
Yeah,
face?
Doja. Oh,
No,
no, I was about to say
I was about to say Big Papa. What was that man's name?
Wait, wait,
No,
what Juicy what are
Notorious
you talking
B.I.G.
about?
Boo. I don't know what you're.
Yeah, that's are you talking about Juicy Fruit or I'm thinking about an
Yeah,
old song,
no,
sorry.
Biggie Smalls.
Oh, okay, yes.
So,
I got it, sorry.
yes. So it's like, you could rap on a whole pop beat and it's still
Yeah.
a rap fucking song. You can
Yeah,
rap on an
yeah,
R&B,
for
like
sure.
it's still a rap song.
Yeah,
So I
agreed.
think that I don't think people would have resonated if she didn't pull examples like how she
Yeah,
did. And I get Latto feeling like, oh, well, you could have left me out of it given our attention. But it's like, no, you're an example. It's no shade. But it's like
but
this is an example.
that's the thing though, like, I just personally feel I don't know, when it comes to Nicki Minaj and the rap industry and the girls, it's just very consistent, like,
Yeah.
it's all the time, like, it's literally with every rapper,
Yeah.
like and it's ridiculous because I think a lot of it is driven through the fandom, so, like, it's even hard to actually keep up. I mean, Azealia be coming in and speaking her little tongue-tied, just Oja magic and shit. But I will say, like, I think to your point, like, there's not a lot of support that is as forward as the criticism that Nicki gives to other artists, whether
But
it
when
be
has she said any like that's the thing.
oh, well, I don't want to say criticism. I would say she definitely critiques and is very
What did she
vocal.
say about
She's I
these
mean,
girls?
she said her mixtape, I mean, sells more than your albums. It's just like but this is the thing. I personally think like when it comes to that, like fueling, can we just put out like
But
music?
the thing about it is, like, you can take every lyric from any of these girls, even if they're like, "Oh, like
Oh
that's why
yeah.
you'll be in my DMs." Like that could be about anyone as well, or like,
But
"Ooh,
yes, objectively, but if your fan
yeah."
base conceptualizes and drives that narrative, and I'm
Mhm,
not saying you need to redirect, but you are aware of your fan base. And I personally
mhm.
think when it comes to Nicki Minaj, she is a very talented artist. Like Nicki Minaj is amazing. Like when I think about female legacy artists, like Queen Latifah, Missy
Yeah.
Elliott, Lauryn Hill, um, Moni Love, Da Brat, Rod Digga, like, although like would I stream all of those albums? Not necessarily, but when you just think about the diversity and the focus on just developing your own kind of artistry, you see that. I mean, lyrically many different levels, but like, seeing, I think, Nicki maintain consistency, it's like, oh my God, flowers.
Mhm.
She deserves recognition. I think Cardi, and I'm not comparing them, but I think there's like a focus on like what's mainstream and popular and
Yeah.
can reach masses. I think Cardi B is definitely a personality that can do that. But I think a lot of the support that comes from women in music, it is not set up the same way as it is for men, and it's kind of unfortunate, because it seems like there needs to be just a big pussy. Like it just needs to be one. And it's like it would be more helpful, I think, to women. Not that it's Nikki's responsibility. I do want to preface it by saying that
Yeah.
because this can kind of sound like that. But I think if you know, you know. Like I was thou shall not be named, understands their power of the masses. And I think teeter tottering on like
Huh?
being a oh well, I didn't want to say his name, but just
Who?
being a personality and having a fan base and understanding. Mr. West, great artist, but
Mm,
definitely, you know, I think there's times to redirect people just to like not just to focus
mhm.
on the music. Like, can we just focus on the music? Because it just seems crazy. Like, I had a girl, and this is like taken from the story, but like she was going around. She asked me, did I like a Nicki Minaj song or Cardi B song at the time? This is like 8 years ago. And I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, like Nicki Minaj is cool, love her, very basic. I'm like, Cardi's cool too. I just don't really listen much to her music. And then she was like going around talking to people like, don't talk to RJ because like he likes, Nicki Minaj, not Cardi B. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, we are adults, actual adults,
Yeah.
adults. Like, girl, you asked me about. It was a very general question.
Yeah.
Why? I'm confused. I don't. Let's ask about how can we develop these like standard operating procedures. Why is this the rumor that's going around? This is
Yeah.
so minor, but people think like that, and it's crazy
Mhm.
because maybe because we're not a part of it. I mean, I'm sure there's people we enjoy, but I'm definitely not a
Yeah, I
stan in
don't
any capacity,
participate in that culture,
except for
and I
Monet.
just think it would be I just think that, I don't know, I think having these people with these ridiculous, like, fandoms and, like, just, I just don't even know how one would begin to, like, rein it in because I
Mhm,
do from my understanding, Nikki kind of encourages it, but even if she didn't,
mhm.
those people wouldn't stop to where
Yeah.
People like to connect one thing to something way over there,
Mhm.
make it X, Y, and Z. Like that's just kind of what messy people on the internet do. So I don't like personally, I don't think it would I don't really think it makes sense to like focus on like what
Mhm.
the fans are saying because the fans are gonna say whatever. Right.
Yeah.
To where it's like at the end of the day, like if you like it's kind of because like when we get into like dissecting what people are saying in their lyrics and the type of things that they're doing and all of that stuff, I mean, it can be used to take a shot at anyone. I do agree with what you said about the male industry not being the same. That's because people will pay attention to the guys anyway. They
Yeah.
don't need that drama to fuel people listening to them.
Yeah.
People will listen to them anyway.
Yeah.
Whereas like with the women, it's more sexy to have them go back and forth to get for you to garner interest on a new
Yeah.
female rapper. Like you
Yeah.
look at their drama, you look at their clout, you look at who they're arguing with.
Yeah.
That's how you gain interest because people are like, oh, who is Glorilla? Who are they talking about? Oh, this is the new song that she dropped. Oh,
Yeah.
or like even with, because like transitioning Sukiana and Chica got into it. Chica is like this super dope, like conscious rapper or whatever, and Sukiana, I think she was on Love and Hip Hop in
Yeah.
Miami, or I don't know. She
Yeah.
looks dusty. We were talking about her earlier, and her Suki with the good coochie. She looks very dusty, and I doubt that she can rap. I don't know because I haven't listened, but I know Chica can rap for sure. I've listened to Chica's
Yeah.
stuff. And she's also Naja girl, Igbo. So like I know she can rap or whatever. And she can sing a little bit too. She's dope.
Yeah.
But they got into it because I guess Chica shared the same sentiment with most people, stating that, oh, Nicki is a bully. So
Mhm.
Chica was super happy when Latto was standing up for herself. Like she was
Yeah.
tweeting and she was just kind of like saying like sneaky stuff about Nicki or whatever. Well, not even sneaky, but she just what you could tell she was not for she was not for Nicki. She
Yeah.
may know something that we don't. And I'm like, girl, please
Yeah.
give us examples. Cause
Yeah.
my thing is like, cause I'm not a Nicki stan at all. So like, I would love to see the proof.
Yeah.
And then I would love to know exactly what has happened to make an informed decision. I would
Yeah.
love that. But as of now, like the girls aren't giving the proof. Like
Right.
you guys aren't giving. So it's like,
It's
I can't be like, she's a bully because what has she done?
yeah.
Someone needs to give me examples of what she
They say
did.
it's behind the scenes stuff,
But that's the thing. Why are we commenting on it then, boo? Are they going to bring
I'll
it to light or not?
agree. Yeah, I
If you're not gonna
mean,
tell me what
yeah.
happened, I've always been of that energy. Okay, so
Yeah.
what is it?
Yeah.
If you're not gonna talk about it, then leave it. If you're not gonna tell me
Right.
exactly what happened, why are you telling me about it at all?
Yeah.
Like
No,
I
I
need to know the
understand.
tea. But
Yeah.
so yeah, so Chica and Suki got into it because I guess Chica was tweeting and then Suki came in there and was like, that bitch, da da da, always talking junk, da 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 da, like eating her up in the comments. And so Chica was like, huh? Like what? So apparently Suki had made a video, I guess when Suki was getting into it with that other rapper Cupcake. I
Oh
remember
my
this was
god, I
like years
love
ago.
Cupcake.
Wasn't
Yes.
it? That was like a good 2 years ago. That was a minute back.
That no, because
That
I
was a
think
while ago.
when she was getting into it, but they also released
The songs.
yeah.
Was
But
that
that
not
happened
like,
it wasn't that long ago. I think that happened like
I feel like that was 2020, RJ.
no, because the song I heard recently that was I was living here, so I know that
Okay.
happened like this year. The song where like they had a diss record that at least gained popularity.
I feel
Um
like, so are you saying, I don't know.
yeah, because I listened to it not too long ago, and I feel like before that, Cupcake just dropped her H2H Ho song, which is
I'm
a great
screaming.
song. Peep it.
Yeah,
It's
that was 2020. December of 2020.
no, 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 no. Hold
That
on.
drama, I literally Googled Cupcake versus Suki and all of the songs are from December of 2020.
Is it really? My time be like so off.
I was like, yeah, that
Well,
happened a
wait,
minute
what
ago.
was it really? I feel like
When Sukiana had brought that up, I was like, girl, that was
yeah,
years ago. Like, I remember
yeah,
being like, because I didn't know who Cupcake was at that time either.
yeah.
And that's when Suki was gaining traction because that's when she was doing her little thing
Oh yeah.
on the Like it was all around that time when she was being gross like that. That shit was
Yeah. Oh,
disgusting.
I know. I couldn't watch the
Um,
whole video.
I didn't watch. I just wow, because I like a little porn. Don't get me wrong, but that's not what I want to see. I like. We can get
Occasionally.
into. I don't.
Well,
I like
I
aesthetics and I like taboo.
sometimes don't you want? But that is taboo, girl.
Not
Imagine.
throw up.
No, no, not throw up, but like just in. Listen, I'm gonna paint the fantasy for you. Okay, hold on.
Okay,
We're about to paint a fantasy. Imagine. Okay, hold on. Imagine a chocolate sexy, just model-esque European man,
uh huh.
you know,
Wait, though
biceps,
that's like a
triceps, but
that's an
it's just
oxymoron. A
it's a
chocolate
fantasy, girl.
sexy European.
It's a fantasy,
I
girl.
can't imagine that. Is he Polish?
So,
Where is he from?
um, so a sexy chocolate man, right?
Right.
Imagine the vibe is there, fly, got some stilo, cool, chill, masculine, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Right now, you just feeling your oats, right? And you
Uh-huh.
just wanna suck him up real quick, but you just feeling like feisty, extra feisty,
Mhm.
not nasty, not nasty, but like feisty and open, you know, for exploration. The vibe just has to be right. Because I feel like, okay, side note, I feel like there's a difference between like making love, like, and then you want to get like drilled, like hardcore, you know, and like I feel like when you're on the ladder, like getting drilled, you're
Uh-huh.
not like I want to be nasty, but you're open to just seeing where
Not
it
throw
goes.
up.
It's
I
not
don't wanna
throwing
kink
up, but you
shame.
can gag. I don't think you should be intentionally, you
I'm
know.
talking about her throwing up on the
No,
penis.
I know, but like I'm saying, like you can
I
gag,
can't get past
right?
it.
You can't. Sorry, I have to put this
No.
down. But okay, so what if you gag, right?
I don't wanna throw up.
No, don't throw up at all. I mean, but it's just if you do a little like just slurpy kind of, you know, it's. I think it's just sometimes
Well,
you don't barf like you don't.
yeah, but we're talking. Didn't she barf in that video? I'm talking about what
She
she did in
did
that
spit up a
video.
little bit,
I
but it
thought that she
wasn't
threw up
like.
on the I thought that was the whole
I
thing,
mean,
that she, like, barfed
yeah,
on his penis.
yeah, but like
But what why
it's.
are we why aren't we talking about what she did? What is going on?
I just okay.
You're over here, like, painting a picture, but I'm like, I
But
thought we were
it's
talking
okay,
about
yeah, I
if I
just
say
didn't
it's
feel like
nasty to throw up on
it
a
was that.
penis,
It wasn't.
did you see
I've
all
seen
of it?
worse. I did. I've
Oh, I
seen
thought they were I
worse.
haven't seen it at all. So the
Oh,
picture that was painted, at least that I got from social media, was that she threw up on his penis. Like she So are
yeah.
you saying that like okay, so I'm
But
saying that's
yeah,
gross.
no, I guess in that context,
What?
sure.
How is it in any other context? What
It
am I in the Twilight Zone? What other context?
no, I'm saying,
What
like,
other
this shouldn't be something you do on the regular.
I just no, what I'm saying is that I don't I think that is disgusting, and I
No, yeah,
mean it in that
I
context.
understand. I
Yes.
understand. I understand. You know, not everything is for everyone.
Yeah, it's gross, and it's like
No,
you're trying
yeah,
to conceptualize, like, a
because I
gagging,
no,
but we're
it
talking
can
about
be.
throw up.
Yeah, but sometimes when you just it
Do
happens and
you
like
think
it,
throwing up on because okay, it's different if you think throwing up on dick is sexy. Is that what you're saying?
yes, no, I personally don't think that.
Then
But
what's the
am I
purpose?
opposed to like it like if the vibe is like
What?
right? No, because I personally think like I mean, you know, speaking from experience, that has happened before.
Did you like
Like,
it?
well, I mean, I wanted to finish, you know,
So
so
you
like
liked it?
it's not about liking it. It's just well, let me preface it with
I
this.
think it's okay to like
I
it.
it's no, it's not that I dislike it. It's not something I encourage or I would do often or allow
Yes.
to happen often. It was just the heat of the moment. That's why it's just like, okay, whatever. Same way if I think you're sliding in someone, if you step into the anal cavity of the world, I purpose well, no, not purpose, but I personally think you should be prepared for shit. Am I
Okay, so
someone who no, but like that's just something like
this
if
is
you're
going.
throating someone, like then
Oh, I just don't
we could
know
segment this
because
into
it's
another
like I
chapter, but
guess
I
I just don't know. Because
it's
it's
the
like,
prayer
if
hands
we're
for
not
me.
talking about how we like it, then what is the reason? Like,
It just
like
happens,
if I say,
I
"Hey,
don't
I don't
know.
like this," and you're saying, "Well, you can just imagine this view," but you're also saying you don't like it either. So
I would not purposely like do this on the regular
then what's the point?
because
Because
I
you're not
just think
trying to
that
convince
question
me that
is
it's
so
sexy.
no, but it's about being in the heat of the moment and that can happen. Like that's just like I remember when I don't know. I just okay, I'm a very open person when it comes
Mhm.
to sex. So like there's nothing that I could say is like
But
I
here's a
couldn't do.
question
Yes,
because I'm
ask
trying.
away.
Okay, so if it can happen,
Mhm.
you can still not like it.
Yes.
So, what is the
Yes.
reason for this conversation?
No, you could still not like it,
Uh
but you
huh.
can also like I feel like it's something you can move past. You
Well,
just
that no one was talking about moving past it. I'm saying I think it's gross. I think throwing up on people is nasty. Not to say it can never happen.
yeah,
And
okay,
yes,
yeah.
life will go on,
Yeah.
but it's
But
like, what is?
okay, I understand what you're saying
I
because
don't get
I'm like
it.
I could still if that happened, like it's not like oh my god, I'd be like no, like in my mind I could conceptualize like okay, I'm
And you
feeling
can still continue to have sex.
yes
But we
if I'm
weren't.
in
No
that
one said
headspace.
that you couldn't.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah, but
So
then it's not bad though. Like I would just look at it like, oh, okay, that's
is it not gross? Okay, so basically, you're because I guess I just don't know why you did that. So I'm trying to like, I just don't, and I'm not going to
I
get off it
understand.
until I
I
understand
understand.
why that was done. Because I'm not going to hop off it. Because if I'm saying this shit is gross, what is the purpose of painting a picture to where it could be sexy? Not even talking about what I said was gross. Because you were saying, oh well, she didn't even like gagging a little. I was talking about throwing up on penises. So
I
why are we
know
talking about gagging? Because
because
those are
like
different.
you
Gagging
can
can
just
cause you to throw up,
exactly, and
but
then you
I'm
can just
talking
keep
about
going.
throwing up.
I feel like you can just keep going.
But nobody said that you would stop. That's
But then
not.
I guess the thing is like, okay, then I wouldn't. I feel like that supports the conversation of like
It's still
why.
gross though.
It
Like,
is still gross
if
if
you
you're
throw
not.
up and if you wash off your penis, it's still nasty. Like if someone threw up on
Yeah,
your dick and licked it off, that's still gross. Even if you still went
yeah.
on with it, it's still nasty as fuck.
I guess it honestly could be right in the because like I don't know. I
What?
get your point. I just personally think like you could just go
Who said
on
that you
then.
couldn't go on though?
But like you,
You
I
act
don't
as if
know if
I
it's
said throwing up on the dick is gross and then after that you should die.
no, but it's just like I wouldn't be opposed to like
Throwing up
I
on the dick.
yeah because like it has happened before.
Yeah, well, okay. So I guess I don't see the purpose of that though.
Oh,
Because
okay.
shit, people have
I understand.
farted having sex and
I
they go
understand.
on. It's
I
still
understand. It's
nasty.
purposely doing it. Okay. Yeah, I understand. It took me a minute.
Oh my God.
We got we got there. We got there. Yeah, I understand. Sorry. Sometimes I take the slow train around the longest route.
I screw because I was literally over here like, okay. Like what?
I'm just like going through many mental calculations. Like in some capacity, sure, I can get that, but I understand.
And this is
It's just
not
the
to
act
kink
of
shame. If
yeah.
you guys like to throw up on dick and eat it, that's
Oh
fine. And
god.
slurp that thing up.
Okay, so this brings me to a short story time. We are so off topic, but I was just
Right.
like, why not?
Just
So
go with
there was
it.
one time where I was with my friends, we'll call them E and J. We were
Mhm.
really young, and
Not E and J.
I know, right? And I don't even drink whatever kind of liquor that is. But anyway, so yeah, we were chill, like they're friends that I knew growing up. And we would hang out with each other for the most part. To my knowledge, they were straight. It was just like we were all friends and we were just too young to think about that. And I wasn't pursuing anything anyway. So we were just chilling. We were eating chicken at the time. They were over my house. And that was when that video, like Two Girls, One Cup was out.
Oh, I've never
And
seen that.
yeah, so like we were like kids, so we were just like, oh my God, yeah, that video is out. Let's watch it. So it's three of us. And like it's an innocence there, cause like, but I don't know, cause every motherfucking grown ass people still doing this shit now. But it was just like, let's watch this video. So like we watched it. And like personally, when I was watching it, I wasn't necessarily like disgusted. I was just like, this
What
is
hap
not
To
my
this
thing.
day, I
So
don't know what
they
happened.
were basically, like, defecating in a cup and
Mm.
eating it,
Why were they
and
eating it?
they just wanted to. It was, like, something they wanted to do. So, yeah, and I think they were, like, touching each other intimately, like, it's scat play. It's not foreign, like, a bunch of people do it.
Yeah, I just
It's a lot though, like, conceptualizing it. I actually, like, met someone who was into this and, like,
yeah.
thought in my mind, and I was like, "Oh, no, that's not
Why do you
possible." So it
kiss
became an
them?
interview, like, "What makes you interested in this?"
And
So,
your oral care.
I know, but, it's interesting. It's truly like a fixation on it. I don't have that interest, so I'm
Yeah.
not, like, someone who's like, "Oh my god." But it's very interesting to hear people. It's just like smoking a cigarette. I mean, I personally think it's disgusting because I associated that with like all my teeth falling out. But
Yeah.
like, to someone who is fixated on it and it's something they enjoy and I don't have that relationship with it, but of course I have an understanding of it. The understanding of it that I have when it
Mhm.
comes to my intimate life, with the anal girls, it's just like that's as much as I accept. It's great to be clean, do your enemas, clean up daily. SNS coming to a store near you soon. But it's just like that. But I say that because like with this moment, we were all sitting watching it and I was like chill, but my friends were kind of weird. So one of them was like, "Oh, what if we do a video like three guys in one bone because we were eating chicken?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" No, it's just awkward. But I
Yeah.
say that because like I watched it and I was just like I wasn't turned on. I was just interested, if that makes any sense. Like,
Yeah.
what makes them want to? And I was young, so maybe that exposure as I
Yeah.
grew up, like
It
I was
kinda
always,
turned you into a monster.
yeah,
I'm
wow.
kidding. No.
Don't think so.
I just ooh, and it's, like, not even to kink shame, but that's something that I don't think I could ever, because that just goes into, like, E. coli,
Yeah,
bacteria. It's just a
yeah,
lot that comes with that to where, like,
yeah.
I know I did a short-lived stint as a sex worker. I
Oh,
was
yes,
a sex worker for a little bit. I'm gonna put
yeah.
that on my resume.
Oh my God. Uzo, I forgot
I was a
about
whole sex
that.
worker. I was a text chat operator and I was a phone sex operator. And literally did both. I did the text chat for maybe like a couple months. I did the
Yeah.
phone for like 2 days because I was scarred for life because someone got on the phone and they were telling me he wanted to talk about um doing stuff with the butt. And like first he was talking about eating the butt and then, oh, like you want to shit in my mouth. Like it just turned into something to where I was like, I gotta hang up because I'm not built for that. So that's the thing. It's like what you like,
Oh,
boo.
oh my
Like
God,
what
I
you
can't.
like, boo.
I
But
can't.
like I don't even wanna like, I don't I don't want to do nothing. Like that's
Ah.
crazy. But I don't even know what were we talking
So
about.
I'm like, look. at the freaks that Suki and the Coochie,
Oh,
I mean,
Suki.
Suki and the Coochie, Suki and the
Okay.
Good Coochie brings out.
So I was trying to give you the tea on Suki and Chica. So long
Yeah.
story short, Suki was mad because Chica jumped in, or Chica, I guess, was ad-libbing off of what happened with her and Cupcake.
Mhm.
And Chica had made the comment of like, oh, like, she made something like, oh, you don't have to be sexual to sell. Or I think Suki was calling Cupcake fat. And then Chico was like, "Oh, you don't have to fat shame to like be a rapper." It was something.
Mhm.
She made some little comment. So Suki took it as revenge and was like cussing Chica out all viciously
Mhm.
or whatever. And Chica just basically came back and she was so calm and she was just like, yeah, this girl's mad because I'm talking about something that everybody's talking about. She's
Mhm.
mad at me over something that happened 2 years ago. At the
Mhm.
end of the day, like, don't nobody know your music, but I've been nominated for multiple. Because, if you mention Chica to most people, they don't know who she is. But
Yeah.
like people say, like, oh, like, who is that? But yet Chica has been nominated for several Grammys
Yeah.
and stuff. But it's like nobody really knows Suki's music.
Yeah.
So she was
Yeah.
kind of like throwing shade.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what happened with that. And I was just like, y'all are really in a frenzy. And it goes back to I think you touched on this lightly about how it's not Nicki's it's not really, she doesn't have to like show the girls the way. It
Yeah.
would be nice, but it kind of goes into that logic of like, do you take everyone with you or do you look back and see who has potential and then take them with you? Because I
Mhm.
think Nicki does collab and like her collabs benefit her and whoever else, but it
Yeah.
seems like she collabs with people that she likes. Like I know she really liked Coi Leray.
Yeah.
She collabed with Koi. She collabed with Meg. She liked Meg at the time.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? So it's not, we
Yeah.
can't sit up here and act as if, but is she supposed to collab with all of y'all new girls? If she don't want
Yeah.
to? Like, what if
Yeah.
she really
That.
doesn't
Ugh.
like the song? Because Nicki and Doja, do you know they could have done numbers? If she
Yeah.
was really focused on like notoriety, it would be
Yeah.
collab with Doja.
Yeah.
That's what it would be. Like you
Yeah.
would
For
get,
sure.
it would be
Yeah.
collab with Doja, but she declined that because she wasn't feeling the songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's this expectation from some of the girls,
yeah,
the new girls in the game to like collab with Nicki,
yeah,
but it's also like this whole like mainstream like monster that I'm just not familiar with because
yeah,
there's not a lot of artists like Nicki,
yeah,
who have longevity, but there are girls that are like manufactured for right now.
yeah.
Like, and it's like the right now is obviously so ongoing and current and like diluted with a bunch of shit where it's
Mhm.
just like, you
No pun
know,
intended.
I, look how we did that there. I just can't get over it. No, but yeah, so I just think, there is a misunderstanding
Mhm.
there because a lot of those girls coming up are fans. And then it comes out when it comes to them responding to certain things, and then people digging up old tweets about how they said, they were the Nicki's biggest fan. And it's just like
Right.
that has just become like a part of the hate train that you spoke about, where there's just not enough data showing like how is she doing this, but there is a lot of talks, for scenes that I'm not a part of. But what I
Yeah.
can say, objectively speaking, is that it would be great, I think, for female rap to be where it's at now, like for women to have the level of recognition on a mainstream level, you know, and not necessarily collaborate a lot more, but just show a bit more unity and the music, and like have the music show your capacity to actually rap and not just be, ass out cute. Cause I would appreciate like the music a lot more. I mean, don't get me wrong, like we all know I love a good twerk, but like the city girls, they're cute for a moment. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Rhapsody, great when I'm trying to listen and vibe. No Name, like, artists like Chica, like you said, those are people I definitely listen to. But I think even for Nicki to be at the level she's at has shown such artistry,
Mhm.
and she does deserve recognition. But at the same time, there are women that I think are still pioneers to this day that don't get recognition like they should, like Missy
Yeah.
Elliott and Little Kim, and that's a little different subject, but her raps as of now, I mean, definitely not the same when she was like with BIG, but Foxy, and I mean, there are so many women who pioneered in some levels, and I think it's wrong to ask women to like unify because like you have to, but it's just like, damn, don't. It just seems, to your point, like that's what keeps the conversation going. I think that narrative just needs to go back to showing how you can have artistry like Nicki. So I
Yeah.
would say she could pioneer in that way. Like, focus on your artistry, girl. Don't
Mhm.
focus on me.
Yeah.
And maybe just cup it up there. Like, don't expand on it. But let the fans be the fans and still take your fans if you want. But like, focus on your artistry. Do
Yes.
what you need to do. Like, and I think she could start and stop there. She doesn't deserve to give anyone anything more, or like anything, at all. But just, hey, whatever. Like, I don't know. Have Beyonce's like personality,
Mhm.
because she don't be saying nothing.
Yes.
So that's all my thoughts are there.
Yes, and that wraps up this week's episode of Dissect the BS. As always, and don't forget to shop www.essentiallyuzo.com. That is my affirmation-based business filled with affirmation floor mats for your young little Black and brown girls. Coming soon will be different types of hair accessories and any type of item that you can see in your bathroom, riddled with affirmations and beautiful words for your young girls. Again, that is www.essentiallyuzo.com. Bye, guys.
Bye.